and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means? 2 days after Halloween, right, Todd McFarlane? No, it's time for the weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that KG Outlaw with the new album, Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases, and another huge week of weekly purchases. Later on in this video, you guys know how we do it by now. But first, got to thank the sponsor of the weekly purchases this week. It is Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle to save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. But in a plot twist this week, they are celebrating their 20th anniversary. Yes, 20 years of Jay's City and Hobby, Jay's Toys and Games. And they have 20% off all in-stock items on their website this weekend and everything inside their stores. And then some. CDs, records, vinyls, those are half off. So deals to be had over there at Jay's. Got to thank them for supporting the channel. Check them out. Tell them Kyle sent you. And then also got to plug the Patreon. If you were a Patreon member in October, it was probably the biggest month we ever had. We had traditional YouTube as well, as we did do, I think, 40 Halloween-style unboxings between both YouTube channels. Plenty of content to keep you busy. But we also had the new series where Kyle and Angie try everything on the Buffalo Wild Wings menu, trying every single sauce. I won wings for free for a year. You got bonus Patreon exclusive videos of that. You got my pizza reviews over there, plus all the videos much earlier than traditional YouTube. Things like WWE Mattel Elite Series 121 have been up on Patreon for like 2 weeks. They'll eventually get to regular YouTube, but there's only so much time, so many videos you could put out on traditional YouTube. So I got a ton of content to keep you busy if that's your thing and to support the channel. You can also be a YouTube channel member as well. And also should plug the podcast. This week's podcast, a special Halloween edition. Check it out if you did miss it. A lot of fun over there. My wife was Elvira. I was Super Dave / Evil Knievel. Check out the video if you did miss that. Or listen to it wherever podcasts are found, audio podcast. It is The Kyle Peterson Show. Already got next week's episode up there on YouTube channels and Patreon. You can check out, you can hear all about astronauts and dead bodies. The time I found a dead body, oh, it was a great time. It was a great time, let me tell you. But check out that. Thanks to everybody supporting the podcast, checking the podcast out each and every week. Patreon this month, though, there is a new giveaway. It's the month of November. Major stars, Series 1, Danhausen, Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, Macho Man Randy Savage. One person will walk away with the first set of Series 1 of the Major All-Stars. Appreciate the support over there on Patreon. But now we're going to dive into a little bit of more news, a little housekeeping stuff. This week, I was at the Kane County Toy Show. I did 2 videos from the Kane County Toy Show. Check that one out. And this is probably the most I've ever purchased at the Kane County Toy Show. You're going to see that here in weekly purchases. So be ready for that. Be ready for that. But it was fun to go to that Kane County Toy Show 3 times a year. I'd say it's a bucket list item. Everybody should go at least once. Now, I'm turning my attention to that Great Ohio Toy Show. I'd like to check that one out. Maybe I'll head there in the spring, fall, summer. Next year, we'll see where that goes. Halloween was this week. It was quite the week. You saw the costumes on the podcast this week. But, of course, went trick-or-treating with the kids, all that kind of fun stuff that you got to do. But another Halloween is behind us. Always enjoy Halloween. Love the scary movie, the scary elements. I watch scary movies year-round, scary shows all the time. But it hits differently during Halloween. So I'll miss the Halloween season. But we're turning our attention to Thanksgiving. We're turning our attention to Christmas. So that should be fun as well. But a lot going on as usual, and a lot going on in the weekly purchases. But before we get to the weekly purchases, we got to get into it. We got to go to the question of the week. All right, it's time for question of the week, and I brought in the deplorable but adorable Angie. Angie, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Let everyone know. You take it here. I'm done. My voice is shot. My back's even more shot.
I'm tired too.
Oh my gosh, I'm an old man. I'm officially an old man. I threw my back out again today, which it's been out since Terry Funk died, but I am just in pain. I'm in a lot of pain right now, but I am toughing through. No surrender. Never surrender, like a young Biff Byford from Saxon. Remember that time in Waterloo, Iowa? We traveled up there. We saw Biff. You didn't go, but I did. And he said, Kyle, I'm going to tell you something. never surrender. You see the 10 people that showed up for the show here tonight? I never surrender. I'm giving them a great show. And it was Fozzie and Saxon for like 10 people. It was a wild scene. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But Denim and Leather brought us all together. But it was Angie that set our spirit free that night. But Angie, thank you for coming here to the weekly purchases. And thank you for coming to the Q&A. Anything else you want to say to the good people here? You said, I said it all in the podcast this Tuesday. Check out the Kyle Peterson Show, and with special guest co-host Angie each week.
When you said Biff, it made me think of the Back to the Future, and I was going to ask you if that was his character's name, but you've never seen that.
I've never seen Back to the Future, but I know enough to be dangerous. I've heard of this Biff character. But Biff Byford predates, of course, Biff from Back to the Future. Come on, he's a heavy metal legend. He recently had a heart attack, too. So shout out to Biff Byford. Hopefully he's getting better. I hope so. He's going to be... Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Times.
It's hard. We're all getting older, and I feel it today. I almost fell down the stairs. I'm just an old, crippled man today. I just can't believe it. Can't believe it. And Angie, we got a lot of work to do here. I've got a lot of work to do as we got Jay's Toys and Games, the sponsor of the weekly purchases each week. They have 3 locations in our area, and they have 20% off everything. So I'm going to go film some content, pick up some stuff I've had my eyes on. Guess what else happened today, Angie? I don't know if there's enough time left in the day. Toys R Us opened in our area at our local big mall. Toys R Us is back, so you know I got to film that. Got to go check that one out as well. There was like
you didn't even go there?
I didn't even go there. I went nowhere today.
Oh my God. You could have got a grab bag.
I could have got a grab bag. I could have got a plushie. I could have got something. But the kids slept in all day. I was up early. I was up at like 6:15. I can't believe
you didn't go without him. I'm shocked.
I couldn't. My back was so bad. I need you to wheel me around in a wheelchair. That's what I'm going to need.
You get that big gun out.
No, I got the big gun. I try to leave the gun out in public. You're not supposed to pull that gun out there. But either of them. But yeah, so I need to go to the 3 J's locations and check that out. Toys R Us.
Me.
Okay, I was going to get there. You keep interrupting me. You've said too much.
I thought we should put it in the proper order.
No, so I got to go to the 3 J's stores, check that out. The brand new Toys R Us. There was this like vintage Western, or not Western, but I always try to find some Western shirts there. That was going on here today. The big Capital Flea Market was today. I didn't do any of this stuff. I did nothing.
We've never gone to that.
We've been there.
The Capital one?
Yeah, we've been there. We've been there. But anyways, long story short, this is just riveting. This is riveting. But I missed all that stuff today. So I got a lot to do. Got a lot to make up for. And yes, I was going to say I was going to get you some food tonight. So yeah, we'll see if the kids want to come along. But I know you're here. You're always here to eat. You're always ready to lap it up. That's for sure. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But Angie, it's time for the question of the week. I got to get out of here. I got to get some medicine. Okay. I got to get some like Bengay on my back or something.
Oh God, you're going to really smell like an old man.
Who knows? Oh, all right, Angie, read us the question of the week.
TB Toycast. TNA has had a rough go with action figures lately. Do you think someone else will try to pick them up after the Power Town fiasco?
Oh, fiasco. Now, let me explain this whole Power Town. Do you got 5 hours? Because I'm going to explain the whole saga to you.
I've heard.
I know. I'm not going to explain it, but I don't know what happens from there. It's a weird time frame. I don't know if TNA can somehow sign up with Mattel, if Mattel and WWE would allow that. There's a loose partnership, we know. But you know what they say about loose...
loose is a goose.
Loose is a goose. Okay, is that what they say? But sure, loose is a goose. That's what they do say. But I don't know if the legalities of that will work out. It'd be very cool. I don't know if that could happen or not. That's probably the best possibility. But outside of that, you got tons of third-party companies, and nobody's going to make enough figures to make it feel like Mattel or feel like the Jakks days or feel like there's substance to it. It's just going to be, hey, here's 5 figures, and that's all you're going to get for a year. Maybe 10 figures if you're lucky. I just don't see any company picking that one up. I don't see them partnering with one of the third-party retro companies and that stuff. It just doesn't seem like it makes sense. I don't see Jakks going there. Obviously, Powertown went there through the power of Brian Myers. That's who locked that in for them. I just don't see it happening. I don't know. I just don't know if... I think the demand's there. I think as a lot of things go, Angie, and I say this all the time when I put my business hat on and I go to work every single day. I put my pairs of pants on with both legs at a time. I don't do one leg at a time. I do both. I get them both up. I say it every day. Everybody says at the retail stores, whatever, oh yeah, I want that. And in this example, would you like TNA figures? Oh yeah, I want TNA figures. I want TNA figures. But then when the rubber hits the road, it's time for pre-order. Well, I'll just wait. I don't want them. Or they're in your face, ready to buy. Well, if they were $10 cheaper, I'd get them, blah, 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 blah. You're going to see a ton of that. And I think that's just going to go anything anymore. And Unfortunately, is TNA bigger than AEW? I don't think so. I mean, you could say the quality's better at TNA than AEW, but AEW is a bigger company. They're struggling with Jazzwares. Can we only imagine what would happen to TNA? Angie, you don't even want to think about it. You can't even think about it. You don't even know what we're talking about, so you can't, but it's fun to pretend.
And so is that the only figures that's been missing from Powertown?
Oh, no. It's a long, long, sordid tale. It's one of many.
I swear it was different ones.
Yes, there's more than that, but I just don't think anybody will pick them up. I think some would offer it, and maybe they'll take it, because at the end of the day, if you're TNA, some money's better than no money, but you don't want to get yourself into a Powertown situation or the last situation they had with, I don't know if it was Asylum or who. That was a whole fiasco too. So TNA had a very bad run, and then you go back to the days of early TNA with Jakks. That didn't have a very good run. So they're just snake bitten in the action figure department. I think the best bet is to get Mattel involved. And I don't know if the legalities of that, though, but I think that makes the most sense if there was anything. Do something through Mattel Creations. I think that would be a lot of fun. And if WWE can get a piece of the action, I think they would do that. So that's my hope for the future. There was some rumors going around that might be happening. We'll see. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But it's rough. I think wrestling figures in general for these big companies, it's rough. Mattel just dominates so much. It is what it is. And I just don't see Hasbro jumping in. I just don't see them. And Todd from the couch has told me repeatedly there's no way he's going to do wrestling figures. So he might do a statue, you said, but that's it. And that is it. So long-winded answer.
Statue of me.
What do you think, Angie?
I agree with you.
You agree. Well, that's just riveting as well. So it's good. You bet on the right horse right there. Something like that. Oh, something like that. I'm going to go to the hospital now, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a back brace on. I'm going to lather up in Bengay. I'm going to smell like an old man. It's going to be amazing. Maybe get something. Maybe you can work me over or something. Maybe. I don't know. But we'll see.
I'm working you over right now.
But that's it. That is the question of the week. And if you want to be the question of the week, put it in the comments down below. And you can check Angie out on Tuesday on The Kyle Peterson Show. And we'll be back over there. But if you want to be the question of the week, put it in the comments below. But now, Angie, it's time for the weekly purchases. All right, time for round one of weekly purchases, and we're going wrestling for round number one, a supersized weekly purchases this week once again, and we're going to kick it off with the big one here. Already unboxed Jacob Fatu, still got to get around to unboxing the ring. It is the SmackDown ring with Jacob Fatu. Ringside Collectibles, use code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Available right now. Have to get down to that ring. My wife and I usually unbox these together whenever we get them. We'll probably do that. We just got to find our schedules. We got to match our schedules. I got some work travel this week, so we'll figure it out. We always do. Through the door this week here. Through the door via Mattel Creations this week. Fan Takeover WWE Ultimate Randy Orton. So we got this one through the door, another Ultimate Edition. And speaking of Ultimate Editions, found this on clearance for, it ended up bringing up like $14. It says $17, but it came out to like $14.49 or something. I did get another Shawn Michaels Ultimate. Keep the hits going. I was on my way back from the Kane County Toy Show, and I did come across our old friend George the Animal Steel. I wanted to have this one as a 2-in-1 figure, so I got the second one I needed of that one. Also got this one at jaystoysandgames.com, and I used code Kyle to save 15%, but in a plot twist, 20% this weekend. Got the Oba Femi Basic, or the main event style. Check out Elite 121 with his Elite. Got that on Patreon right now, but now I got his main event style figure there. Got to thank PMI Toys once again. I'm getting backed up here. They sent me a box last week. They sent me a box this week. We'll probably double it up, unbox this on the channel. It is a UFC box of their new blind bags here. So this is the Target one. The other one is the Walmart one. We'll probably do it together. Maybe I'll have my daughter, or I'll ask my dad. And we know how that goes. I'll say, Dad, you want to come over and do this? And he'll say, absolutely not. Unless Mark Coleman's involved, Dan Severn, Don Fry, Mark Kerr, unless those guys are Fedor and Mikro Krokop or Wanderlei Silva, unless they're in it, he doesn't want any part of it. And I'm guessing they're not a part of this. But maybe my wife, maybe one of my daughters, maybe somebody. Todd, do you want to come over here? Do we have any friends in the neighborhood? Do any of you want to come over here and do an unboxing? Maybe, maybe not. We'll continue. The hits keep on coming. Walmart got the old Brussels Cena, I guess. The muscle from Brussels. Maybe, maybe not. Got that one through the door this week. Got to thank Jonathan Hodap. He came across this at one of his local stores. Said, hey, cost plus shipping. I said, you got me sold. I got the Chase Cody Rhodes here. I can finally finish up Series 120. We'll unbox this one and we'll rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite. Got that through the door. Got the Tony Storm Jazzwares Vault exclusive here. Probably earmarked for Walmart, but we did get this. So we got Tony Storm through the door. Hits keep on coming, guys. How about a little greatest hits WWE Mattel Ultimates? Already unboxed these, not Ultimates, Elites. Already unboxed these on the channel. Check out Patreon. They're all up there. Been slowly doling them out. We got the Red Rooster. We got Cody Rhodes. Whoa, we got Dusty Rhodes. Got to have that one. We got Virgil. We got Cody Rhodes Chase Edition. And then, of course, we got Brutus the Barber, the Beefcake. So we got the entire wave of the new WWE Mattel Greatest Hits Legend Target exclusive through the door. Check out the reviews. And speaking of Legend, speaking of Target, I couldn't leave Terry Funk at $7.49. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I have like 4 of these in my collection. But I said, there's got to be a way I could customize this into a fun Terry. Get a third-party shirt company. There's got to be something I could do. A little work over the holidays. Maybe something like that. So, got that going on. I guess I got these, too. Almost forgot about these off to the side. And we got more rounds. I don't know if we're going to get to the championship rounds, but we're going to get close. We're going to get close as we do get the Heels and Faces Zombie Sailor. Got Ahmed Johnson. We got Hakushi Jinsei Shinsaki right there. We got the Big Cat. We got Mr. Hughes. And last but certainly least in this set, we got Todd Pettengill. So there it is. That's round number 1 of weekly purchases. Now it's time for round number 2. The hits keep on coming to round number 2. We got this round, and then we'll have round number 3. And round number 3 is going to be my pickups from the Kane County Toy Show. Some vintage pickups and something I didn't expect. Something I've been after for quite some time. More like 2 things. Check that out. But first, we got to get through this round of weekly purchases. And I guess we'll continue with a little wrestling. Showed you the ring. Well, there's the box. It is Jacob Fatu Ultimate Edition. Did find one lone Simpsons figure I needed this week. A hockey Bart Simpson, Edna Krabappel, and Troy McClure. Still on the hunt for those. But this is a nice ancillary line. There's not a lot of pressure, not a lot of stress. When it comes, it comes. Much like yourself, Todd McFarlane. But I do like this one a whole lot. So happy to find that one along the way. A little GameStop pickup this week from Todd McFarlane. Extant. Still on the hunt for Cheetah. Hopefully I come across her sooner rather than later, but I did pick this one up this week. Also got a little delivery from Big Bad Toy Store. Pumpkinhead Syndicate Collectibles. On the hunt for this one for a while. Played the long game. Got it part of a daily deal. Got to get a deal out there. Pumpkinhead, too bad I didn't get it in time for Halloween. Do I save this till next year's Halloween season? As I said, I did about 40 Halloween unboxings this year. A lot of fun stuff. I don't know. I got a few things. I could hold them till next year. We'll see what happens. We do know what happens is $5.99 at Target on clearance. Picked up a second version here to display both looks. $5.99, you can't beat that. Picked that one up this week. Got the brand new He-Man 2000X series. First time around the sun with this line here. Be interested to see how Beastman is. We'll have to compare it to the old version. So stay tuned to that unboxing on the channel. And how about a little Mosquito action? Oh, nobody likes those Mosquitoes getting you in the summertime. And then we do got Mantana as well. Mantana ready to go. Celebrating, of course, new Eternia. Love to get the He-Man stuff going. Knocking stuff around, stuff falling on me. Watch out. Dangerous, this weekly purchases game. How about Jay's Toys and Games coming in hot? Finally got the Ben Cooper Kid Alf. Also got the Ben Cooper Kid Pee-wee Herman. And then also, last but certainly not least, we got Garfield. Now, I was more of a Heathcliff guy, but we did get some Garfield action there. Latest round of Ben Cooper Kids. Do I save those for next year? Can you imagine if I saved all my Ben Cooper Kids till Halloween next year? We could have a month of Ben Cooper Kid unboxings. I guarantee we're going to have 100 by the time next Halloween. They're multiplying those kids. And we're also multiplying with the true leader of G.I. Joe. It is Flint. I did pick this up over there at Jay's Toys and Games. Why, you say? Well, I got the special limited edition one. You guys seen this before. I showed this off. 1 of 82 edition. Thought it'd be cool to have the yin and yang. So I did pick this one up there. I need to get a protector case for that 1 of 82 edition for sure. Hopefully I get that figured out sooner rather than later. Not done. I found another clearance half off at Target Firefighter. I always like to buy multiples of these to display both looks. Got that Firefighter over there at Target. Your mileage may vary on that. We know how that goes. Also this week, hot off the truck, the Grim Viper G.I. Joe Classified series. How about Wetsuit in all-timer? Where's Leatherneck when you need him? Got Wetsuit through the door. Another all-timer, Sci-Fi, another favorite of mine as a kid. And we also got Mainframe, another great one as well. Love to get the classified line. Love a new series of classifieds. We'll be unboxing those on the channel. You know me, Yo Joe, all day long. And then Jay's Toys and Games coming in hot with this one, Deathbird Gladiator. Gladiator, an all-timer. Can't wait to dive into that 2-pack as well. So a lot of stuff through the door this week, but we're not done. We got round number 3, the Kane County Toy Show edition. All right, time for round number 3, but before we get to the Kane County Chicago Toy Show haul, I got a few more things that just recently came through the door. LJNs are back, baby, and they're back with the Hulkster Black Card Edition. Got that one through the door this week. Guess what? I ordered 2, got the black, got the blue card. Now, didn't really care, but looking at these 2, we got skin tone variants. One's got the hot dog tan, one is pale. Ooh, we're going to have to dive into those. Check out the video. Check out the unboxing on the channel. Not done there, though. Jay's Toys and Games got Spiky Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Once again, much like Pumpkinhead, wish this would have came a couple of days or weeks beforehand. We got Jumbo through the door. And then last but certainly least, we got Rudy through the door, the next wave of the Killer Clowns. My daughter Emma has these Killer Clowns, the first series, in her room. I'm going to unbox these and put these in her room for series 2. So how about that? Also got a black card Logan Paul along the way. So another LJN through the door this week. It's all coming up LJNs apparently. And we're not done yet. We're not done. We got more going on. Good friend of the channel, longtime friend of the channel, John Thurman sent me a nice little card in the mail. But he also sent me a couple of Rio cards along the way. He is a real one. He's an old school member of the channel. As we all know, the love of Rio over here. But it was a lot more loving 5 years ago, or what is time, when she was on the shelves all the time. But some of us never forget. Thank you, John, for sending that my way. Appreciate that a whole lot. How about a little bit of an update? I had a little bit of a meltdown in my Evelyn Mondo unboxing about a week ago on the channel, as unfortunately I was shorted in my package. It was missing a skirt and a cape. Mondo made it right. They did send me both these in the mail, so now my Evelyn can be complete. But man, oh man, I got done with that unboxing, went to take the glamour shots, and I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this supposed to have that? I looked through my boxes about 3 times, found there was nothing in there, had to contact their support. Luckily, they did come through and hooked me up with that. Now we're going to dive into the Kane County pickups, and the first one, real exciting, I know. I did get some reaction-style cases here. I needed these for that Night Demon figure. Shout out to Night Demon. Get your Eugene figure over at Jay's Toys and Games. You can save 20%. Why wouldn't you? But looking very good here. Had to get both of those from MOC Masters. Got those at Kane County. Got one of the missing pieces of the Jason puzzle. Did we save this for next year? Basically, Kyle Peterson 2.0, the last week has been Jason Voorhees unboxings. I did pick this one up for $25, one of the missing ones I needed. And I also picked up this one. I remember seeing this at Target back in the day. The Crystal Lake accessory set. Much like the Universal Monster accessory sets, I did pick this one up over there. Cool to have that. Maybe that saves till next Halloween. We'll see what happens there. And then I got 2 big pickups here. I did some negotiating. I'll talk about it on the podcast this week, so check out the podcast. But I did get 2 figures that were on my 10 most wanted, 10 hardest to find figures of 2025 list. Got both of them there, and I felt like I got a deal, which is always good. Platinum edition of Icon. I prefer the regular, but I needed to get the Platinum. Got the Icon from Todd McFarlane and McFarlane Toys. Uh-oh, man down, Ahmed Johnson down. Watch out. And then I did get a Platinum version of Kite Man, the Target exclusive. Never saw him in my area. Very happy to have both of those through the door this week. Almost got all the McFarlane figures I need. Almost. But now we're down to the final piece of the puzzle here. I did get a nice accessories bag for what this is going to be. So I got all the accessories. But this one goes back to me being a little kid. I had one of these figures when I was a kid, but I always wanted the complete set. Well, Kane County, the time was now. I picked up the entire wave here. Who did I get? Well, we got the little female. I forget her name already, but I did get her. And you're probably wondering, what is this toy line? Well, this one will give it away. We're going to Galoob. We're going to the A-Team. I got Mr. T. Now, this is the one I had as a little kid. Absolutely loved this figure. I used Mr. T with my Hasbros every once in a while when I was a kid. You got to have face, all the face of the A-Team. In some ways, he was. And then, of course, my all-time favorite, love it, Hannibal. Loves it when a plan comes together. No cigar, unfortunately, for Hannibal. We got Hannibal through the door. And then last, and certainly least, part of the A-Team, it is Murdoch. The comedic relief there for the A-Team. I did get the old school Galoob set. pretty much minty, one of those cool ones that I always wanted, never got. Now the time is now, apparently all these years later. I'm going to rock the A-Team in my collection. But quite the week this week for weekly purchases. Once again, a lot of stuff through the door, a lot of unboxings to do. We'll get around to them all eventually between Kyle Peterson, Kyle Peterson 2.0, and the Patreon. So make sure you do like and subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff we always tell you. And then in the comments down below, let me know what you picked up this week. What did you find out on the hunt? Let me know in the comments down below. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of the podcast. Every Tuesday where podcasts are found. Video cast on YouTube. Check out my books, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers line and The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars series, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And once again, check out YouTube channel memberships and Patreon. So for another week of weekly purchases, you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into another work week.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
For